Welcome back to Midnight Mayhem. I'm your host today, Bobby, and I love horror.
I'm Leo and I love movies.
And I'm Raymond, the other guy.
And today we're talking about Cobweb. We watched it on Hulu earlier today. Right off the bat, recommend, don't recommend, what?
Yeah, I actually wanted to give a new recommendation or new rating system. So
Go for it.
watch alone, watch with friends, or don't watch at all.
Okay, it's not bad.
So what do you guys think?
Watch alone.
Watch alone.
Watch alone. Yeah. I was watching it and I was like,
It's kind of creepy.
hopefully nobody comes in.
There's that shadow in the corner.
Hopefully people come home soon.
All in all, the movie was pretty good in my opinion. It's not the best movie in the world, but for what it's trying to do, it does well.
Yeah,
You
we
guys
hyped it up a little bit too much for us last time we talked about it. But
I just, when the movie came out and I saw it, I was like, this is going to be complete dog
masterpiece.
shit. No,
Have you guys-
I thought it was going to suck. So when I saw it, I was like incredibly surprised how good it was.
So to give you a synopsis of the movie, it's basically about a little boy who lives in an abusive household, who hears
Goes to an
things coming
abusive
from the
school.
wall. Yeah, abusive school, abusive household, and he's getting gaslighted constantly. Poor little guy. Other than that, he starts hearing voices in the wall, and then that's it. That's the story. So you're going on this adventure, this more like abuse story of this little kid just trying to figure something out. He has one person that's like his friend, which is his substitute teacher.
Yeah.
Loser.
What was it? It was like Miss Devon, or like not Devine. It was like Divine.
Divine, I think.
Yeah, Divine. So hit the holy reference right on the nail. Right off the bat, would you guys rewatch this?
Yes.
I would, yeah.
Me
I
too.
rewatch it. I feel like there's some stuff that you have to kind of pay attention to in the background.
Yeah, it's a fun watch. If I had to rate it just because I've seen so many different horror movies with that similar concept, I give it like a 7 out of 10. But it's
Okay.
pretty high for the other movies I've seen like this. I don't know if you guys ever watched X, or not X. What was it? Zol.
Triple X.
That's cute.
The Z. That's
No,
what it's
Vin
called.
Diesel.
Oh, Z.
Z.
On Shudder?
Yeah, Z was a Shudder
That one was
exclusive.
good.
Very similar concept. Imaginary friend getting gaslighted. So I was like, that reminds me of that. The creature or the antagonist reminded me a lot of the Wicked, or the Wretched. The Wretched. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No, I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen it in years, but I've seen it.
Yeah. So I liked what they did with it. And I'll go into that in further detail. But right off the bat, strongly recommend. Just like anything, make your own opinions. So I'll let you guys go from here. What we're going to talk about next.
I mean, starting from the beginning, this movie had almost to no marketing. So this movie came out. I saw like 1 or 2 trailers. One of them was on YouTube. The other one was on TikTok. Never heard it again. You know?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, it's on Hulu. But from the beginning, like I was kind of curious about this movie because it was getting a lot of like mixed reviews, which I was starting to get the same vibe, same thing how I got it from. I almost said Maleficent.
Malignant?
Malignant, yeah. When Malignant came out, it kind of like came out and went, you know?
And a lot of people were like, "It's the greatest movie ever."
When you said that, this movie also reminded me of The Boy. The first one.
Dude, this movie reminded me of so many movies.
Yeah, little boy.
But
There was I was watching and I was like, "Oh, it's exactly like blank," and then like the movie continued like maybe 10 minutes
wow,
later. I was like, "Oh, it's
yeah.
exactly like blank."
So it does a lot of tropes,
course.
but it does it well. So I give it props for that because it kept me entertained the entire time.
No, yeah, for sure. Like it uses a lot of samples from like The Boy, The Strangers. What's that?
Coraline.
Of course. Oh yeah, Coraline.
Anything with gaslighting.
Yeah, Coraline.
Yeah.
Little
It's
boy.
just kind of weird because it felt like it's a horror movie, but it almost felt like a horror fairy tale in a way. Correct me if I'm wrong.
If you like this movie, I strongly recommend Before I Wake. That
It's a little, yeah. So it gave me the same vibe as that one. Like it's like, oh, okay, like
I hold Before I Wake slightly above this movie for its creativity. Like I said, all in all, I think we're just jumping to spoilers now, right? Because I'm dying to talk about
I'm down.
the stuff I did like.
Yeah, let's just jump into it.
Yeah.
I don't think we had to jump into the story that much.
We already gave you the gist of it. Go watch it
Yeah.
yourself. If not, you're gonna have to get spoiled. So, Cousin, you go first.
What are we talking about?
What you liked about the
Story?
movie? Favorite scenes,
so
whatever.
There are two scenes that I really liked, and then like one part about the movie I just enjoyed The first part I liked was the nightmare scene.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. For once, I actually liked the nightmare
And
scene. Yeah,
that's funny because that's like the money shot of the movie
Yeah.
because that's like the shot that they showed in the TikTok trailer that I saw.
I was gonna say it was in the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
God, I
the
didn't watch
the thing was, it threw me out of it because I was watching with subtitles because I'm old and I can't hear anymore. But it was like
He's not even
like
30.
I'm close. There's like like tea chattering or whatever. And I was like, oh, like it's cool. Like it's weird. Like
Yeah.
the chattering was cool, but then it was like I'm just gonna be blinking a lot, and I was like, Homelander, come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another
But like
thing.
the mom in that scene was like the scary part, and it's just the fact that the dad was just there, just kind of made it like more uneasy.
Yeah, it's because the dad, like, you don't know, because there was nothing supernatural about the dad. You just were scared that he was gonna hurt the kid,
Yeah.
just like abuse him or something.
Well, he was abusing them, but
Yeah,
just
of course.
not
Yeah,
physically.
But in that dream sequence, you're like, oh, he's gonna
thought
sock
he
him
was-
in the throat or
I
something,
thought
you
he was
know?
a great father.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
like the mom, right away, you're like, oh, some
Something's
crazy,
off
yeah,
there,
some crazy shit's about to happen.
Now that you mentioned Homelander, that's one thing I wanted to use as a selling point. Homelander's in this. That was awesome.
I was watching the opening
Did you
credits.
know about that or no?
No, I was watching. I was like, why does he look so familiar?
I was watching
And then
the
he got
opening
mad,
credits,
and I was like,
and it was like
Homelander.
Anthony Starr, and I was like, why does that sound so familiar? And then you showed up, I was like, oh shoot, it's Homelander.
it was like Homelander married. Well, Homelander was a normal person and married. What's the main antagonist of the Misery series, Stephen King's Misery?
Kathy Bates?
Kathy Bates. Oh, that's the name of the actress, but the name of the
The character.
character.
Oh my God. Do you know?
No, like if somebody said up like that's what it is.
Well, the actress, had played in a prequel of Misery a few years back as like, oh, this is what she was like as a nurse and her descent into madness.
Annie
Yeah, Annie Wilson or
Whites.
Whites?
And Annie Wilkes. Whites.
Annie Wilkes. Okay. Yeah, it's like Annie Wilkes married Homelander, and they were just normal people.
Yeah. The other thing I
You
liked
laugh.
was obviously like the whole last scene
Oh yeah.
was really cool. And I don't know what it is about horror movies, but if something's crawling on a wall, I'm like, yeah, that's what I like.
That's the good stuff.
Like I liked it in Hereditary. I liked it in Mama. Just anytime you just kind of off in the background, you just see something crawling on the wall. I'm like, I like that.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I also love that scene. Not specifically the wall crawling, but
The
the
wall crawling was a little janky.
when watching.
when it was more prominent, yeah, but when it was like off in the background, it was like perfect. It was like perfect level of horror for me.
Spoilers, this is ultimate spoilers. If you want to watch this, click off now. But when Peter, the little boy, kills his parents,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, damn, that was good.
Oh,
But then, what do you say?
no, I was just because I was telling him a little bit earlier. I was like, yeah, like there was a lot of scenes in the movie where I was like, oh, like, okay, like from this point on, I know how everything plays out.
Did you predict most of the movie or no?
A bit of it, but not. I try not to think about it too much. Like the rat poison was a bit obvious,
Yeah.
The rat poison was that one was obvious.
but I was like, all right, setup. Movies have to have setup.
But did you expect the plot twist at the end?
No, I enjoyed it. I didn't expect it specifically
Okay.
because I wasn't sure what it was gonna be.
Exactly. Me neither.
But what I loved about it was that the movie's an hour and a half. So it's an easy watch.
Yeah.
The first hour could have ended the movie, but they were like, you know what? Balls to the walls. Next half an hour,
More
creature
gore.
feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, why is like when the bullies pulled up to assault Peter in his own house?
That was nuts.
But I was like, why are they setting this up?
You know what?
And I was like, why is
Yeah.
another half an hour of this movie?
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. I mean, same here. I was like, where's this going? Like, it's like it keeps changing. Like,
And
it
then,
seems like, oh, I really like this movie. Let's do an homage to that movie. I really like this movie. Let's do an homage to that movie. You know what that scene
But-
reminded me of when the boys went into the house?
Huh.
That one crazy short, that Simpsons short that you.
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
claymation?
It was
Ah.
from like it was like You're Next.
Yeah. That it reminded me of that. Like they were all wearing.
oh,
masks,
the bunny mask.
The
Wolf
teenagers
mask.
breaking into the house, like just literally just wanting to kill the kid.
I like the monkey mask that had bug eyes.
Yeah. Where do you
yeah.
even find like
Homemade.
Yeah, like were those made for the movie? Because like
it was
we were at a Halloween store like
It was made for
the other
movie.
week, and it was like I didn't see anything like that.
I just love that tone shift. That was pretty awesome. That was
Yeah.
actually that makes it my favorite portion. Just that whole half an hour at the finale.
I will say like 30 minutes in is when I kind of figured out everything, and then that's kind of when the movie started picking up. But for a moment, did you guys think like, oh, this is all in his head?
Yeah,
And he's
yeah, a
going
couple
crazy.
times, a couple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought that
Because he didn't hear the voice until they were like, oh yeah, like a little girl went missing
exactly.
before you were born, and suddenly this thing that he's hearing has a voice and it's a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
was like, oh, he might just be going crazy.
I thought the big twist at the end was gonna be like, oh, he was gonna be the entity that was like they were like holding him back and like trying to like control him. It's like he was the thing, the entity that was they were trying to control.
The movie successfully gaslight the little boy Peter.
Yeah.
Because I was like, is he crazy? Is there something in the walls? Was his parents just fucking with him? Like, what's going on?
I was thinking,
Kept me on
as a new father, did you feel any more uncomfortable with like the grounding scene?
The
Yeah.
grounding scene.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah,
what?
because pretty much he so basically the entity's like, hey, don't be a pushover, like you push people over, and he's like, all right, bet, and he pushes his high school bully, and he like falls down the stairs and he breaks his leg, and then he gets expelled, and he gets home, and his parents are like, you know what, like, go to your room. He's like, nah, he's grounded, and they have like a secret room behind their fridge,
A basement.
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, the basement, and they put him in there, and they chain him to like a crate.
I thought they trained him. They didn't chain him. He was just playing with the chain that was in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he
Because I was
playing with it.
confused. I was like, I didn't see them chain
I
him.
thought that, yeah, because
Maybe I'm wrong,
I thought I saw it around his waist.
Maybe. But when I was watching, I was like, I don't remember them chaining him. Why is that there?
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, okay, that maybe has something to do with something later in the film. So yeah. All right, go go fool. So what do you have next?
Same thing. I really like that dream sequence.
Yeah. What was it? I think it was like one of the Conjuring universe movies, but do you remember it was like a little girl in a hallway and she's running at him at full speed?
It was Annabelle 1.
It was
Annabelle 1,
Annabelle
yeah.
1, yeah.
The first
that,
Annabelle.
That scene reminded me of that.
No,
with the
but
mom.
yeah, but it was expected because you're like, oh, she's gonna run out, she's gonna run at him. The door was closing. She's gonna pop up and like
You see
it was
her eyes,
whatever.
though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this one
That was
you
good.
don't even see her running because like you see her and then it goes dark and you just hear footsteps running at him at full speed, and you don't
I
even.
thought that was a little weird because it was like,
It's not that far.
yeah, it's not.
I know. So you're expecting it to like reach him, but it's not reaching him. You're like, well, what's going on? So it throws you off.
Yeah.
So I was like, I thought that was really smart. And honestly, that last 30 minutes, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That was really cool. It reminded me of like Malignant because it's like, okay, where is this movie going? And then the last 30 minutes.
There better be a payoff.
Yeah,
like, oh,
and then the
okay.
last 30 minutes, it's just a gore fest, you know?
Did
So
you
it's like
like the character design?
character
Alright.
design.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I was like, that's a little iffy, but the more it went through with it, I was like, okay, I like this design a lot. At first, I like how they
I had
try to
the
keep
opposite.
it secret.
I had the opposite effect. I liked it a lot, and then the more that was revealed, I
okay.
didn't like
I
it.
thought they did a good job of hiding it for a long time. But at a certain point, I was like, just show us. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad they showed us. I was like, okay, that's.
it would have been irritating if they had it.
Yeah, I know.
I
know.
almost would have preferred it if they didn't.
Nah.
No, I like that they showed it. Yeah, it looked kind of funky, but I'm like, it still looked pretty creepy in a way. Kind of like in Smile, you know, when they showed the
Yeah.
monster face Smile, you're like, it looks goofy, but it looks
Off-putting, uncanny.
uncanny. There you go,
Did you
uncanny.
know that was practical?
That's practical.
The monster from Smile.
Oh, Smile, yeah,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
This one looks CG,
A little
at
bit
least
of-
in the face.
Yeah, in the face it looked a little CG. Yeah, you're right.
Who's that Pokemon?
I thought the movie ended too abruptly.
There was nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, that's just lazy. I think.
Yeah.
It's like,
We hit the hour and a half mark. We're
Alright,
good.
how do you guys feel about the monologue that Sarah, the little girl, has at the end?
I
You-
liked it, but like I said, it just kind of ended too abruptly for me to be like, oh, you know, like I thought they were gonna be like, oh, like I'll always be around, and it's like, okay, like well, I guess we're gonna kill it.
No,
You
I
know?
know, but it's like, do you think that was like the kid like imagining that towards the end, or it's
Or was
like
that like flashbacks of stuff
Oh,
that he saw?
nightmares.
Yeah.
Nightmares for sure, in my opinion.
Because it was really cool when he's like, oh, if you see a shadow at night, that's gonna be me.
Yeah,
if
you hear shadow,
something,
you hear creaking in the floor.
that's
in the
gonna
house.
be me. And it's like, and like, as it's saying that, like, it's almost like telling you that. So
Yeah.
you're like, oh crap.
'Cause that's why I was like, when I thought of the rating system, I was like, watch alone, like right before bed, if you live alone.
Watch alone, yeah. No, most definitely. But no, it's definitely a good watch. The director for this movie, what was his name? His name is
Mr. Cobweb.
Samuel Bowden. So like the only other thing that he directed is just like 3 other TV shows and like a Batman short.
Which Batman short?
Ashes to Ashes.
I might have seen that one.
Okay,
I have
it's
to
like a Harley
rewatch it.
Quinn short. Anyways, the only TV show that I kind of recognize his work in was a TV show that came out on Netflix, like maybe a year before the pandemic, like 2019. It's called Marianne. It's the one with the witch.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Same thing. It sort of came and went. You know, I just saw a commercial for it and I was like, I'm gonna give it a watch. You know, and it was like super creepy. Same thing, like super uncanny valley faces. So that's what makes it creepy. It's about this like horror writer that goes back to her hometown, and like as she's writing her stories, they're becoming true, you know. So she
It's like
writes
the Goosebumps movie.
a little bit, but she's writing. She's like obsessed with this like witch. She's like, oh, there's a witch that lives in this town, and like all of a sudden, like there's this witch in this town, you know. But like this witch, she's like starts like possessing people, and it's like, and the face of the witch, like she's an old lady. But like her eyes, they're kind of like bug eyes, you know. So it's like you're like, oh,
Like
that's
Large March.
yeah. And so it's like it's really uncanny valley wise, you know what I mean?
I have a question. So there's a body he finds in the garden.
Sure.
One, they had way too many pumpkins. Like it was just weird.
Yeah, that was funny. They had a pumpkin patch.
Yeah. But two, so there's a body that the boy finds in the thing, right?
Yeah.
And the entity was basically like, yeah, like they had me in the walls, and a trick or treater came and she saw me, and I tried asking for help, and they killed her. Do you think they killed her because they saw her, or do you think
I
that
thought
she had killed the little girl, and then at that point they were like, we're gonna keep her locked up for good?
I initially thought she killed her little girl.
Yeah, she
I thought
definitely
the
killed her.
parents did, because at that point they seemed like unhinged enough where it's like,
Yeah, that would commit murder.
Well, the thing is that it's like, if I don't know, because it's like, are the parents really that bad?
yeah. they locked both of their children up in
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess if you put it like that, then yeah, there's no excuse for that. Because like at the end of the day, like even when that scene where like they get poisoned, you know, because they were so secretive the whole time.
Yeah.
So secretive, but when they get poisoned, the dad's like, call 911. You know, like it's like
Homelander.
holy shit, like you want to get the police involved? You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, I mean, like
At that
an
point,
ambulance, you've been poisoned.
yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
it's like still like it's like you want to get like authorities involved. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I also found it kind of cool how like that one scene where like the teacher goes in to like check up on him. I mean,
That part was super tense.
it was super tense, but really, really annoying.
Yeah.
If a kid writes help on like a piece of paper,
report that to authorities, not go
report
personally
it to
invest.
child
Okay,
services.
first of all, she's a substitute, so she doesn't know any better.
I mean, but it doesn't matter. That goes to the school, you know.
That was-
She's like, I'm gonna go by myself, check up on the kid, and ask the most vague questions.
Goes into the house, gets locked in the house. I was like the most. That was the thing that took me out of it for a bit.
When it's like you hear like the knocking and like the thumping, you know, you hear
From the
washing
washer.
Machine, yeah, from
Yeah.
the washing machine, and then once it stops and you
It
still
keeps
hear
going.
it, it's like it's just, you know, like it is what it is.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so because he makes the drawing, he's like in the bed, and it's like a black room, and it says "help me," and then she's like, "Oh, like, why are you asking people for help? Like especially strangers for help?"
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm not." Was that him saying like, "Oh, like trying to deny it," or was it him in the bed but the wall was asking for help?
I thought it was the wall asking for help. I think it was just
That's
draw
that's what I was thinking. Like,
because it was the little bubble was far away from him
Yeah.
in the drawing.
Never
That's what I
about
thought.
that. I really thought about that.
But I'm like, how did they feed her if she was like loose inside there?
no, that's good. Well, I mean,
No,
the
no.
mom like came out with like a water jug, so like obviously they were like feeding her and stuff.
Yeah, but how? She would be at the door like, let's go.
Yeah, so just waiting.
No, she was in the pit.
Yeah, but she got out of the pit somehow. That's how she started communicating with
Oh,
Peter.
yeah, that's right.
Those were the
She
two
learned
things
how
that took
to-
me
she
out of
learned
it.
How to climb.
Oh yeah, she did learn how to climb.
And they were like, hey, she's not gonna make it up here. Let's not lock the lock.
Yeah. And over time, like she's, I don't know, communicating.
So-
with
so was-
spirits and stuff.
So was she an older sister or was she a twin?
She was an
Older.
older sister.
Okay. Yeah, I
they
was,
were
She
talking
was a
about like
full-grown
they're like,
adult
oh,
when she got out. Yeah.
because they were talking, they were like, oh, like when you were younger, before you were even born, like this kid went missing,
Mm-hmm.
and like obviously like.
oh,
she was around
okay,
at
that makes
point.
sense. All right, see, that went over my head. So
Yeah, Yeah, it's a movie you kind of have to pay attention to, you know. And I have like
And I was paying attention. I still missed it. So
maybe you're just dumb. I don't know.
maybe.
No, I
But
mean,
I was somewhat disappointed in the character design, but like it grew on me and then it kind of faded out.
Yeah, in and out.
But because I was like, oh, like, well, why is this movie called Cobweb? And I was like, oh, well, there was a spider in the classroom.
yeah.
So when he first opens the door to let her out, I'm expecting a giant spider leg.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, oh, like a Coraline like mom creature.
That's what I thought too.
That's what I
yeah,
thought. But
yeah,
then it was just
exactly.
like look at how my arms bends.
It was cool though.
It was cool. But
Should
I'm
move
saying,
like a spider,
I
yeah.
was expecting like more spider-like.
To be honest, like I was expecting same thing, like more spider-like or something. I don't know. Some.
I don't know. I was just really ready for like a big spider-leg to come out. And I was just like clenching. I was like, oh man, like it's gonna come out of this wall. And it was like a long hand. I was like, oh okay.
I
Not
don't
what
know.
I was expecting, but I enjoyed it nonetheless.
It's a cool twist. Like it's
Yeah.
a neat twist. But let's give it a rating. Maybe what do you rate it?
Like 7.5 out of 10. I would definitely recommend watching it alone in the dark before bed.
Leo?
I give it a solid 7.5 as well. And that was because, like, I thought this movie was going to suck. Like, I saw that first trailer, and it was like 2 seconds, and it was literally that one scene of the mom charging towards the kid. And I was like, this looks creepy, but I feel like this is going to be the only...
That's the only shot.
This is the only shot
Money
of the
shot.
movie. Yeah, and it was a good shot for the movie, you
Yeah.
know? So I get it why they advertised it, but, like, there were so many other shots that I was like, this is a good shot. Oh, this is a good scene, you know what I mean?
I like some of the shots in the movie. I was like, this is like too good for like. It's too good for like a.
Good job, director and screenplay
Yeah,
writer
I
and,
know, yeah.
and
Like, there was
cinematographer.
the first part where
And
where
actors.
He's like, oh, I hear something in the wall, and the mom's like, oh, like right here, and she's like leaning against the wall, but like it looks like it's just one wall.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, like the way the wallpaper blended. I was like, that was.
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
a really good
exactly.
shot.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it's creative. You know, like. Too bad it tanked at the box office.
Well, hopefully get some love. Hopefully you guys checked it out like
I
we
feel like
wanted.
it's gonna be one of those like cult following movies where
Yeah.
eventually, like maybe like 5-7 years down the line, people are gonna be like, oh, have you guys heard of this movie called Cobweb?
Yeah. Kind of like
Yeah.
Drag Me to Hell.
They're gonna have to dust it off.
Hopefully.
Yeah. What
Like,
about you,
your
Rob?
rating?
7 out of 10. I'm just keeping it where I'm at.
Yeah.
It's not bad. All right. Well, I mean, that's it. You know, like. That's
All right.
Yeah, I thought there was more importance to like the times he was waking up, but there wasn't. Because they kept showing the clock like when he woke up, like not like super obvious, but it was still in the shot. And it was like 1:45. I was like, what does that mean? Like, was that the budget for this movie? Like
2319.
Yeah,
2319.
and then the next scene was like it was like 11:40 something, and I was like, okay, like I guess it doesn't matter. Like I guess it
Yeah.
doesn't just happen the same time every night.
Well,
But yeah, that was Cobweb.
thank you for watching. Appreciate your time. I hope you checked out the movie. Support filmmakers and writers.
And make sure to comment and subscribe, because if not, we will be in your walls.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.